Hey there, all right. Reading for the day is going to be from Simple Abundance. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I haven't been doing sort of the combo readings for a minute, just kind of, I like variety, and sometimes it's nice to just get a quick little devotional and reading, and sometimes it's nice to dig in and make the connections through all different places. But I read this, and it's called the Tao of Success, and I don't know that it's the right application of the Tao. I don't think she's a Taoist master, but I still really like her point here because it's something that all of us can learn from. It's really easy in our culture to be focused on I want it now and no patience. I mean, I was in the supermarket yesterday and there was a line to the back of the store, which is obviously very rare, even at the self-checkouts. And people's reactions. And when I got in line, it seriously only took like 10 minutes. And I'm thinking, so many people are walking away like, I'm not even going to buy stuff, walking out of the store. And I'm thinking, we don't have 10 minutes to wait in line anymore. Like, wow. We lose out when we don't have the skill set around patience, trust, and persistence. It builds character and it gets us the results that are like really satisfying. So let's dig in. The Tao of Success. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. This is a quote by Calvin Coolidge. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more commonplace than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education alone will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. Imagine those words. That's not something we think about. Persistence and determination. We think, well, if it didn't show up now, it's not meant to be. I guess we become so rejection sensitive. And now as I say this with the video I just took and I'm going to post, I'm realizing why this is so apropos for me this last month, because I've been playing in a space of a lot of rejection in many areas of my life. And it hasn't been easy, and I realize I'm being sort of prepared or trained for something, and persistence and determination are definitely a piece of it. This is the Tao of Success, the way. And like every other truth, it's at once very simple and very difficult. Simple, not easy. How many times have we said that? Not the understanding as much as the doing, because the Tao of Success is patience and persistence. Patience is the art of waiting. Like all high arts, it takes time to master. Isn't that funny? Patience takes time to master. And actually, it's hilarious. I just had this insight that this says patience is the art of waiting. Actually, I used to say quite a bit, patience is best learned through waiting. And I remember I said it would make people so mad, but it's something that I've said quite a bit. So this is hilarious now. I'm like, patience is the art of waiting. Like all high arts, it takes time to master, which shouldn't be surprising since patience is the knowledge of time. And I never thought about it that way. How to use time to your advantage. How to be at the right place at the right time. How to pick your moments, how to bite your tongue. Patience is discovering the mysterious pattern of cycles that cradle the universe and ensure that everything that has happened once will recur. I've been aware of that in the negative ways in my life, not as much of the positive, and not viewing it from the perspective of patience and waiting for that right moment. Perseverance in life is being steadfast. Persistence is being stubborn. Persistence is grittier than perseverance. Perseverance is achievement's perspiration. Persistence is its sweat. I'm digging this. I'm getting this. Persistence is knocking on heaven's doors so often and so loudly on behalf of your dreams that eventually you'll be given what you want just to shut you up. And I can't do this. I have such a thing about being a burden. I don't want to bother people. And that's what's held me back in something like sales, for example, because you have to have this willingness. And the thing is, it always works out. Why am I afraid of being a burden? Why am I afraid of bugging people? What is that about? Who cares? This is about knowing what we want and going for it anyway. But it's like you stick your toe in the water, you want something and you get rejected and you go, oh my gosh, we've lost this grit. And lately I've been trying so many things around rejection and getting it from all sides. And I'm realizing it's building this up, this persistence, this perseverance and patience, and realizing that this is part of it. And if I really want something, I get to really be persistent and persevere regardless of feedback. For example, think of an 11-year-old child who wants to get her ears pierced sooner than her 16th birthday, the age her old-fashioned mother thinks is appropriate. The first request, even if it comes in a burst of emotion, doesn't succeed. Nor does the second, the third, or even the fourth, but the child who goes at you morning, afternoon, and night, week after week, month after month, this child's voice is water to the rock of your reason. Ha! Wow. This stubborn but patient child wears you down, which is why you end up at the mall on her 12th birthday, shaking your head as you pay to adorn her earlobes with tiny globes. I was just reading in the Tao about water, and I was like, this won't have any connection to this reading. Ah! That's why I laugh. The potent alchemy of patience and persistence, which together become endurance, must have been what the Lebanese poet Hoda al-Namai was meditating on when she wrote, I have not withdrawn into despair. I did not go mad in gathering honey. I did not go mad. I did not go mad. I did not go mad. If you are determined to gather life's honey, to stick your hand into the hive again and again, think of that. We would think that's crazy. You're getting stung so many times. To be stung so many times that you become numb to the pain, to persevere and persist till those who know and love you become unable to think of you as a fairly normal woman. You will not be called mad. You will be called authentic. I read this a couple days ago, and it just landed so differently than it had. Because I'm talking about being authentic, and we don't have, perseverance and persistence and patience and endurance and being willing to just, we can't imagine the days when you literally had to go collect your own honey. And if you wanted sweetener in anything, you had to be willing to get stung. But we can apply that to the metaphors of our lives, especially on rejection, to imagine just sticking yourself out there again and again and again. And I've never thought about that as part of authenticity. But when we're authentic and we're real with our stories, we're gonna get stung. And as I was saying, I just made a video about my last 30 days and how it's been about facing the truth about what other people think about me, or being willing to face that rejection, or being shown how much I care about what other people think so I can continue to let go of it, because I don't want to stop. I want the honey. I don't want to stop. I don't want to have a mask on. I don't want to be inauthentic. I want to be authentic in the sense of leading the way for more and more people to feel like they don't have to put on a mask to pretend to be normal. That we can have our scars and be out there and be different, but also know that in our differences we're the same in key ways. That we bridge the gap between us by focusing on the things that connect us all, which are love. We all, 98% of people want children to be safe and have full bellies at the end of the day. And people who are alone and scared to feel comforted and supported. We all want good things. So at the end of the day, no matter what our different opinions are, we all want those things for others. We all care when someone is standing in front of us and in pain. And we all want people to find their sense of peace. And we all want to be authentic. Let's just be real. We all want to be authentic. So, and it takes some courage, and I think the more the merrier, right? And that I feel like is my role. So I had picked a different Tao because I didn't think this would apply to be like water, and then that reading just had water in it. So since it was the Tao of Success, of course I have to read some Tao to wrap it up. So let's read the Tao to be like water. The greatest good is like water. It benefits all life without being noticed. It flows even to the lowliest places where no one chooses to be. And so it is very close to the Tao. That's where Jesus was too, wasn't he? It settles only in quiet locations. Its deepest heart is always clear. It offers itself with great goodness. It keeps its rhythm as it keeps its promises. It governs tributaries as it governs its people. It adapts to all necessities. It moves at the right moment. There we go. Patience. Best learned through waiting. Timing. It moves at the right moment. It never flaunts its goodness. And so it never attracts any blame. That's like a signpost, isn't it? It never flaunts its goodness, and so it never attracts any blame. So when you come from love and powerfully standing in your experience and not needing to control what other people's choices are, this is a big piece of what I've been learning. It's about just standing in your experience and loving and just being an example of that. Not needing to say, I'm so cool because I chose this. Of course, I don't really have that luxury. Or even saying, I'm so bad because I chose this, right? That in that, we don't attract blame because we're not flaunting either the good or the good about the bad that we've done, but just being like water, just flowing wherever we're needed. So beautiful, beautiful stuff, a lot in there. I hope you get as much out of it as I did. Be well, my friend.